Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. Today's video is going to be my September monthly budget setup. I wanted to walk you through how I have set up my budget for the month of September. First things first, if you're new around here, I do have my planner. It is a Happy Planner Big. I use the gold expandable disc, and I have 7 planners all within this one book. And for my budget planner, I have actually created my own. It's my budget planner that I sell within my shop. It is letter size, even though I am looking at bringing the classic size also to the shop very soon, so y'all stay tuned for that. But right now I'm using the letter sized version of my planner. And when you first open it up, the first thing that you see is about this budget planner. You have different videos that you can watch in order to help you set it up, different things that you should write in your planner, and how to actually use it. So the first thing that I filled out is my savings tracker for August. So at the end of every single month, I like to keep track of what the balance is going into the next month. So for the month of August, I just added up all of my savings accounts. This includes my short-term savings account, which is like my month ahead account. It also includes my emergency fund account, and it includes my sinking funds. So all of that is included here, and I just kind of like to look at the balance to make sure I am not moving too much money. And as you can see, for July it was $11,685. It's $11,583. So I'm like $100 under where I was, but that's okay as long as it doesn't go under 11,000. I am still within the range that I want to be until I finish paying off all of my consumer debt. The next tracker in here is my debt reduction tracker. So initially when I was focused on this one, I had a couple of credit cards and I had my car loan. Currently, I am solely focused on my car loan, and then after I pay that off, I am going to zoom in on my last credit card. It is not my goal to never use my credit cards again. That is not officially my goal. I just want to bring the balance all the way down and then get in the habit of completely paying off my credit card every single time that I use it. On the next page, we have my monthly budget setup. So how I have set this up is every single month I use this page in order to keep track of my fixed expenses. And for the last 2 months, I have only been doing my fixed expenses and not my fixed and variable expenses. I'm going to show you in a second how I have been keeping track of my variable expenses. But for my fixed expenses, I have broken them down by every single week, and I have color coded them. So for each week, it is associated with a certain paycheck, and I've color coded which bills I'm going to pay with that particular check for that week. So for the very first week, I'm using the color green, then I go to orange, then blue, and then black. And that is how I am associating, the beginning of the week and the end of the week. I usually will pay myself every single Tuesday from my business account to my personal account. When I make that transfer on a Tuesday, I am transferring the same amount every single time so that I am able to stay on top of all of my expenses. So since I pay myself every single Tuesday, I like to budget the day before. So I am putting all of my budgeting stickers on Mondays. This little symbol here, this sticker just kind of signifies to me that it's time to budget, and I will check it off every time I have done so. And also on my calendar, I have notated every single time that I'm saving, which it's automated. So every single Thursday, $50 automatically moves from my account to my savings account. So I have that notated here, and I also have it notated when I am moving over money for investing. We have a Roth IRA that is set up, and then I will move money at the end of the month to make sure we are constantly contributing to our Roth IRA account. And at the bottom here, you can see I have added up all of the expenses that is on this calendar. So I have the savings, which is all of the automated savings for the month, investing, which is this amount here, plus all of our fixed expenses, and that gives us the $5,163.32. On the next page, I have decided to do something a little bit different. So this is my monthly budget written out. Normally, I would add up all of my fixed expenses, include my fixed expenses and my variable expenses on my monthly budget. I have decided to change that this month to see if this would work out better for me. So I like to keep track of details and like to keep track of my progress as I go along. It's just how I budget. I don't usually like to look back and have to calculate an entire month. It doesn't really work out for me. Usually I will end up skipping it because it's a lot of work. So what I have decided to do in order to make this process easier for me is only include my variable expenses on this sheet. Keep all of my fixed expenses here and keep all of my variable expenses here. So with my variable expenses, I just have things that are not on this calendar, like our tithe, our offering that we give to church, groceries, birthdays, any other variable expenses, and miscellaneous spending. So I give us an allowance of $100 a week, and we may eat out, we can do shop, anything that we may need within that $100 for the week. So what I have decided to do is break it down by weeks. So I have 4 weeks, but I have an extra check that's coming in. So that's why you see 5 here. But within those 4 times or 5 times that we actually get some sort of money, I have allocated how much I have projected to cover in tithes, in our offering, for groceries, for birthdays, and for miscellaneous spending. All of these are variable expenses. And then when I actually pay that amount, the very first week when I actually cover our tithes and I cover our offering, then I will actually write it in at that time instead of waiting to the end of the month to have to calculate everything on this sheet. So it makes it easier for me to stay on top of how much I have paid in any particular category under variable expenses. I feel like I will be able to stay on top of my numbers a little bit better if it's broken down this way. So I've added my total income, projected income for the month. This is the amount, once again, that I pay myself. But like I said, I possibly could make more, I could make less. That's just kind of where I am. Me and my husband do have variable income, so we always have to kind of project either way. We have a month ahead account, and that's where I pull from if I'm ever short in income. But lately, thank you God, we have not been short, and I have been able to pull this over successfully and cover everything that we need to cover. So what I have decided to do at the bottom here is I have added up all of our variable expenses. So for our variable expenses, we have $2,400. And that's $2,412.50 exactly. And then what I did was add up our fixed expenses, which is the $5,163.32, and the variable expenses, and came up with a total of $7,575.82. If we receive the income that I have projected for us to receive, the $9,100, then we will have a difference of $1,524.18. So this is the amount that I am predicting will go toward debt. So at the end of the month, when I'm able to add up all of the extra money that I paid toward debt, I am banking on it being very close to this figure if I stay within the budget of everything that I have laid out here. On the next page, I have our savings tracker. So as you know, on my monthly calendar, We are saving every single Thursday for the month. As you can see, I have it listed here. It is automated, but I like to keep track of how much is actually going in there, and I also move it every single month. I have been doing it for the past couple of months since we are not currently focusing on saving and we are focusing on paying off debt. So we get a deposit every single Thursday. It's $50. It's going toward our emergency account. At the end of the month, I am going to bring that account back down to $6,000 and put the amount that went into the savings account for the month, the $205.21, and put it toward our car balance. So this is just something extra that I am doing, and it's automatically coming out of our fixed expenses side. It's already listed down here. And I feel like it's just another way to continue to pay down debt. And it's very, very easy on me because it's all automated. So that's just another tracker, another way that I am kind of putting extra money that we need toward debt. And then of course, when we finish paying off the car, I will probably put this toward the credit card. And then when we are finished paying off the credit card, I will use this exact same system just to build up our savings. On the next page, it is our sinking fund tracker. So currently we have 3 sinking funds, and it is our car repairs, Christmas, and home repairs. So with our car repairs, the car is currently going to need an oil change that's coming up really soon. I actually need to make the appointment this upcoming week. So that's why it has the highest balance currently. There's $578 in there, and once I get the car serviced, then I will probably reduce how much is actually going in there until the new year, because of Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything else that's coming up. I'm going to switch my focus, but currently our car repairs is probably our number one until we cover that. The next one is Christmas. There's $226.22 in there, and that will be just in there, and we'll probably beef it up after I finish the car repairs. Then I will completely focus on Christmas. A lot of times I cash flow a lot of different expenses that are coming up with our sinking funds. Sinking funds is something that I do, but it's not a huge part of what I do. And the main reason why is because we do have a lot of additional income that is not fixed expenses. So since our fixed expenses is so much lower than our income, that was definitely on purpose. Number one, because we have variable income and we never know what to expect. So we have tried our absolute best to bring down our fixed expenses as much as possible. And secondly, because we currently get influxes of income, we may get a large sum at one point in time. So since that's the case, sinking funds isn't huge for us. It is something that I do because I never want to get completely caught off guard, but I do know that we have additional income usually throughout the course of the month. And since that's the case, I usually can cash flow a lot of our upcoming expenses. On the next page, I have our car loan, and this is the debt tracker sheet. So on here, I'm just keeping track of the date and the current balance. We just got under $10,000 for our current car loan, so I'm really excited about that. And as you can see, I have $9,749.61. The overall goal was to be done with this particular loan by the end of the year, but with COVID and everything else that's been going on, we did slow it up. I am still trying to get it down as much as possible, but I am not rushing it to the point to where I would hurt us to pay this loan off. I am just taking my time with it and doing the very best that we absolutely can every single month. And the next page is actually my first paycheck budget for the month of September. So this is September 1st through the 7th, which is the very first week. I am actually a little late setting up my monthly budget, but that's okay. You know, we were out of town last week. Everything was kind of crazy. I had to get back on track. So that's why we are currently setting it up now. I had a projected income of $22.50, but as you can see, we got a little bit more. And this is what I mean about, you know, trying to keep track of what's projected versus what actually come in. We got an influx of way more than we expected. So with the $39.79, I have it allocated here. And then I have all of the expenses that I had already projected to do for this week. So our tithe, our offering, the mortgage, health insurance, savings, Netflix, groceries, and miscellaneous spending. So this is all of the expenses that were on my actual calendar. So all the fixed expenses from here and all the variable expenses from this sheet, they are all on this side because I had already projected to do those. But since I got more, I actually added some additional things that I'm going to do down here. I upped my tithe and upped the offering because it was more. I kept all of the regular fixed expenses the same, the mortgage, health insurance, savings, and the Netflix that's already coming out. And then I added some additional things down here, investing, the car loan, sinking funds, and then a balance that I wanted to keep in the account. And I did this down here. I did not project to do this, but because we got some extra money coming in, extra income, I decided to do this. I wanted to put $750 on our car loan and invest another $350 and add $100 to our sinking funds. So this is just when anytime we get anything extra, something that we did not expect, I would usually do these things to ensure that we are still progressing toward our goals. And then down here, I have the total income. So I had projected a total income of $22.50 and the expenses were $27.50. So I had actually planned to take out $500 out of our month ahead account. You know, we have a month ahead account that has $5,000 in it, and then I move money back and forth every single week to ensure that we are able to cover all of the bills when they are due. But this week I didn't have to do that because we ended up getting way more than what we expected to get. And since that was the case, I am able to zero it out, and everything that came in gets to go out and it's zero, and I don't have to touch our month ahead account. So guys, this is it for my September budget setup. I'm really excited about this because I feel like this is the most thorough I have been with setting up my sheets the exact way that I believe that they will work for me. And with this particular setup, I do feel like, especially this one, I feel like I'm going to be able to kind of stay on top of it even more than I have in the past, because literally every time I get paid on a daily basis, I can come and check off something on my monthly budget sheet and on my paycheck budget sheet. So I'm really excited about that. I hope this video has helped you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.